Sa makausap pa, mayong buntag sa atong tanan. Our gospel this morning talks about what happened with Jesus and the thousands of people who followed him even to a deserted place. This gospel also talked about compassion and trust. Why do you think those two words were seen in our gospel? Sa atong hinuha, ngano kaha nga nakita o nadungog nato ang duha ka pulong nga hisama ni adto? What does it mean? What does those mentioned words actually means? Will it do good for us if we understand such words? Those words are virtues. Virtue in Tagalog is kabutihan, and kabutihan in our word is kamaayo. Compassion and trust are all virtues. Ang pagkamanggiluyon and ang pagsalig kay kinayahan sa usa ka maayo nga sumusunod nga Kristohanon. Kita ba dinhi may kinayahan nga sama niadto sa akong nahisgot or bisan isa lang ni adto? Kung kita may kinayahan sama ni adto, ato ba kining nabuhat o naipakita sa sama natong mga Kristohanon? Kana nga pangutana kita lamang makatubag sa tong kagalingon niana. What kind of God is Jesus? He is a God of compassion and mercy. Jesus feels our loneliness when we are lonely. Jesus cries with us when we cry. Jesus feels the heavy load that we carry when we are so burdened by it. Jesus never stops thinking of ways on how he can make our burdens lighter for us to carry. Tinod na, sa daghang higayon sa atong kinabuhi nga, nagproblema kita o nagpasan kita natay mga palasanon sa kinabuhi. Jesus is thinking of many ways para kita dili tantong mabugatan. It is true that God can remove all kinds of burdens that we're carrying with just a snap of his finger, boom. Wala na, mawala din atong problema kung gusto niya. Pero God would never do such things. Nganuman. Burdens, problems, challenging situations are there to help us to help us grow, to help us to help us learn things, to help us grow stronger, to help us draw near to God, to help us grow our relationship with God. Burdens, problems, challenging situations were given to us to let us remember that we all are nothing without God, that we cannot survive any storms in our lives if we would not call unto God. But even though God let this happen to us, with the thought nga, para naghapon ni sa atua, God is so compassionate that He thinks of ways para kita dili ra mabugatan, para kining mga butanga makaya ra nato. Jesus is very manggiluyon. Nga even the most sinner person nga you know, kay i-bless gihapon niya. Tabangan gihapon niya, ug labaw sa tanan, gihigugma gihapon niya. God is not and will never choose whom to love and show mercy. Si Jesus walay gipili nga higugmaon o kaluy-an. We all can receive God's favor by praying, talking to God, and even helping others bisan tuod og nga ikaw pud na gipas-an nga problema. God would really favor you and would double the amount of blessings that you need and prayed for. Then here comes the word trust. Trust God with everything nga imong giproblemahan. In every decision making and even in happy times. Trust God that He will handle everything. That He will help you sort out things. Dili ko sure kung tanan ba nato dinhi, pero ubay-ubay pud siguro kanato diri nakasulay nga kanami taong nalipay kaayo ka, naghudyaka ka sa kalipay dayon after recovering sa kalipay mo yun din ka nga guy unsa na saghay balos di ani. No, kaingon tarana no, kay ingana gid sad ko before nga after maka-receive og good news, maka-receive ka ng positive things, maghudyaka sa kalipay, magkatawaha, dayon mo ingon dayon taud nga hala, di sa kong palabig kalipay, kinarabay balos ni ani. But no, no. We should, sa hinahinay nga paagi, change that mindset. Atuan na ng likayan nga mga pulong kay that's negative vibes and it can kill happy thoughts. Instead, trust God. Trust in His name and His promises, and everything will fall to its place. Going back with our gospel, we can see this deep compassion and mercy of Jesus towards the crowd who had been following them for days. He had sensed that they were already hungry, and because of His great compassion and mercy, it led Him to think of ways on how He could feed all thousands of them. Jesus asked His disciples for whatever food they may have, and out of 7 loaves and few fish, Jesus miraculously multiplied it to feed 1,000 of followers. With the given food, their hunger was satiated, or they were satisfied. What does this gospel tells us? The hunger of 1,000 followers symbolizes as problems in our daily lives. Sa atong panahon karon, the mentioned kagutom before, kanagsimbolo siya isip mga palasano nato sa atong kinabuhi, atong mga problema. It symbolizes as storms in our lives. But if we would take turn and decide to faithfully follow Jesus, we would be hungry no more. We would not be burdened by problems alone. Jesus will never let us go hungry. Jesus would not let us get buried with problems. He will take care of us and will take care of our needs. Jesus provides for those who faithfully follows Him. How compassionate is our God? Additional lesson that we would get is that Jesus wants us as His followers to know and remember that He truly cares for you and me. He cares for us and wants us to trust Him wholly. Over and over again, throughout the Bible, God is telling us how much He loves and cares for us. He shows us this over and over again in so many ways. But here's the problem. There are still times in our lives where we struggle with believing if God cares for us. Ilabi na sa panahong mga ikusukuso na kita sa mga kapagsulay. Magduduha na dayon ta sa mga promises ni God. Magduduha na dayon ta sa iyang kaayo. Malimtan na nato kung unsa ang mga maayong butang iyang napakita sa atoa. But remember, whatever sin we are struggling with, no matter how selfish we could be, our personal rebellion and doubt towards God, He would still bless us. He still loves us. He has to tell us and show us over and over again of how much He values us. The great thing about God is He doesn't get tired of expressing His unconditional love towards you and me. Dili gyud mapura si God ipakita sa atoa ug unsa ta niya gihigugma. Every day and in so many ways. Walay kapul-anan si Lord. Maong kun unsa man kadako imong giatubang karon nga problema, trust God kay mas dako pa siya sa atong mga problema. Trust in His mighty name and in His word. He will help you solve everything. He would guide us to the right path no matter what kind of a person we are. That's how compassionate and merciful our loving God is. Mao kini atong ebanghelyo og palihog manindog.